Hey, everybody. This is Tony Wisler. Welcome to Drive Facebook Live. I have a very special group of people with me today. I have my co-host, Bill Escalillo. Say hi, Bill.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone.
Yep. And then we have a very special guest on the show. We have Jack Carrera from My Car Center in San Antonio. He'll be with us. And another special guest, his coach here from Drive, Roxanne Jasso. I hope I
Hi,
pronounced your
everybody.
name right.
It's
We've had debates about how
Paso.
you pronounce your name.
Paso.
See,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Yeah, very good. So welcome, Jack.
Hi
Welcome,
guys. Thank you.
Roxanne. Um, Jack, how about you tell everybody out there a little bit about you, about your shop, where it's at?
Yes, sir. We're centralized in San Antonio, Texas. It's an 8-bay shop. I have 3 technicians, 2 service advisors, myself that runs the show pretty much.
Mhm.
I'm ASE certified, um, master certified. I have all 8 of them.
Good.
Yes. And that's pretty much it. I've been turning wrenches for about 20 something years. Glad to be a part of the Drive program to get into the business side of the shop, basically.
Cool. And how long you been with Drive now?
Going on 2 years. Going on two
Ve-
years, and I feel like I've made a tremendous advancement from where I was.
Oh, that's great. It's great to hear. Okay, so Bill, you got anything for him?
I'd just like to say welcome, and I'm really glad that you're here today. I'll be honest with you, I was super excited. We were going over some of the particulars about your shop, and I know we're going to talk about it in a minute, but I love the embodiment of what your shop is doing because not only are you successful, and you're going to let our viewers know this in a moment, you're going to really go over how you're starting to pay back to the community. And to be honest with you, it's beyond impressive. And I think a lot more shop owners are going to want to do some of the things that you're doing because you make it sound so easy and you've got it so dialed in, and it's such a good thing anyway. So I'll be honest with you, I was really looking forward to today's show.
Very cool.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you have a great team. How many people do you have working for you now?
So it's 5 plus myself. Yeah, 3 technicians in the back and 2 service advisors.
And you're acting as the full-time general manager.
Full-time general manager. Sometimes if I need to get dirty, I will.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's that's one of the great things about like the idea of a general manager is that they're always going to be dipping their toe into the workflow when it's needed. It's kind of a responsibility of a general manager to
Yeah.
have to dip his toe into the workflow on occasion. And so yeah, so you're just a great general manager is what you're saying, taking
Hope so.
responsibility for the production. And that we for anybody that doesn't know, we consider that like a stage three shop, right?
Okay, good. Good.
Right. So you're in stage three. Eventually, we'll get you to stage four, if obviously if that's where you want to be. Like, and of course,
Yes.
stage four is when you eventually get to the point where the shop is big enough that you can bring on a general manager and take over your role, be able to pay them. You'll be making enough gross income to be able to support a salary of a general manager, and then you become the owner, and then
Yes. Yes.
and then you can just pull your net profit, and then you're off the payroll, and you're all your taxes are capital gains at that point.
Just raking it in.
Yep.
That's right.
But
Living
that's
the
Um,
dream.
that was the idea when I started this. I gave myself 5 years when I started it. I got like 2 more to go to make sure that this shop is on auto. I'm not needed unless, something hits the fan. But
yeah,
we're doing pretty well.
that's a beautiful piece of planning right there. I
Yes.
love that you put a specific time on it and you have a specific place you want to get to. That's the first step of good planning. So that's really good to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, he's actually right in the middle of planning for success right now.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that's Dan Vasquez that's delivering that workshop, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he's
I lo
awesome.
I love Dan. Dan is a shop owner in Northern California. He's great. I
Yeah.
just heard a little birdie tell me that Jonathan Turner is watching, so let's give a shout out to him.
Hey,
Uh,
Jonathan.
and then of
Hi, Jonathan.
course, and then of course, Carla has to say, "Hey, have Jonathan call me." Like this is the message line for Jonathan. So anyway,
Anything can happen live.
that's right. So I was gonna ask you another thing that I find pretty interesting. You don't necessarily want if you don't feel comfortable talking specific numbers, I respect that. But I heard that you had a pretty good year last year.
Yes, yes. I'm not ashamed to say it. It was a big feat for, especially for me, not owning a business beforehand, but it shows how much dedication I have, and also my team.
Hmm.
We hit almost hit 1.1 million last year.
Beautiful
Very
to hear.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Beautiful to
Very
hear. That's
You,
great.
nice.
you
it
want to
wasn't
share
easy.
what you did the year before, Jack?
Less than half a million. We're about 450.
So you doubled your
Doubled
gross
it.
sales in a year.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
And
that's
nice
and what a
work.
coincidence at the same time we started with Drive.
okay. That's worth repeating.
Drive showed me the way.
And he doubled his income. That's beautiful. That
Yes.
is so good, so good. And then I also heard another thing that was pretty interesting was that, and this happens with a lot of our shops, and this is one of the things we teach in our workshops, that if you really dial your shop in well, the vendors start to think of you differently than when you were more less dialed in. I heard that you have like you have a really good relationship with your vendors, and I heard that they're like consider you like a model shop. Is that accurate?
Yes, yes, it is. My number one go-to is Advanced Auto Parts.
Mm,
They have gone above and beyond for me before I started the shop and after. They do what they can to help me out, and I make sure that I keep buying from them, you know.
mhm. Great,
Yeah.
very good. Any thoughts, Bill?
I'll say it's great the way you're doing it and what you're doing, and kind of to the point you're making right now is that when you start developing those relationships with people in the community, with your vendors and stuff like that, attacking something like that as a group as opposed to trying to do it as an individual, you get so much more done. Everybody benefits, everybody reaps and sows the benefits, and it's great for everybody all around. Nice job, nice job.
Thank you. And that is a motto that I like to preach to my guys. If I win, you guys win. If you guys win, I win. It's a win-win situation as long as we're all on the same page.
Very
Agreed.
good. So this is an opportunity, Roxanne, for you to embarrass your client if you want. So say something.
It's been one of those things, when we work with clients from all over the country. So I was actually so shocked when someone who practically could be my neighbor kind of came across my way. And it was such an impactful thing for me because, Texas is Texas, y'all. We operate a certain way. And we actually have very similar backgrounds, Jack and I. We come from the same corporate background with the same company. So it was just an immediate like,
Like,
okay, I know exactly where you're coming from. You know exactly where I'm coming from. Let's make this happen. So, personally, I could not say enough things about him or his team. His wife started working in the shop not too long ago. She brings a really strong bilingual presence, which is huge in South Texas.
Hmm.
yes.
And just the care factor that I encountered while I was there, like met like his sister-in-law, like she doesn't work for them, but she was front and center at the event we went to. Like everyone is just so invested and it just shows. It's showing in the numbers, it's showing in the results. And I mean, he's just doing a great job.
That's awesome. Hey,
Thank
Jack.
you.
So she was talking about an event that you guys both went to. What's that about?
Yes, so it's called CarFest Unity in the Community. It's basically they're partnered up with charities or churches or missionaries, and they nominate somebody to get teamed up with volunteer mechanic shops to get their vehicles fixed. And we were lucky enough to attend last year, or this year, I should say. Um, and it went very well. very well. We were able to give back to someone who absolutely needed it.
Oh, that's great. That's really great.
Jack, if you don't mind me asking, sorry to interrupt, Tony.
No, it's fine.
If there was an owner out there that wanted to do that, what was the first steps that you need to take if they want to get involved in that sort of thing? Somebody who doesn't know what to do whatsoever, how to go about it, what would the first steps be, I guess, would be my question.
So kind of a great example, right? Again, if you have that good relationship with your vendors, in my case, is Advanced Auto Parts, the
Mhm.
CAM or the area manager came to me and asked me, do I want to be a part of this program? And he explained a little bit to me, and I researched it on my own after that and got with them, and they signed me up right away. So I would say get with your vendors. Your vendors should know how to get you signed up, and it's your decision if you want to volunteer.
Because the
Okay.
program goes across all vendors, right? Like O'Reilly's a part of it, Advanced, all of the parts
Well, I don't
vendors are
know.
involved.
So, like in this particular, in this year, Advance was not a part of it, but CarFest had reached out to them, and they were kind of just helping uh, with the wording, so to speak. But the partnership is in 2025 was O'Reilly,
Mhm.
Jasper, BG, Red McCombs Ford, which is a local dealership. Um, that's how they were signed up with them, but Advance was not this year.
That's interesting because we have a pretty good relationship with O'Reilly as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
those are some heavy hitters, those names, O'Reilly, BG, those are
definitely.
Jasper.
Jasper,
Those are
yeah,
some
exactly.
Yeah,
heavy hitters. Yeah.
yeah. They even
Yep.
Yeah.
teamed up with some local vocational schools. Some are called St. Philip's, South Texas Vocational, a few other schools that attended, and they were able to bring their students to that event, and we were able to teach them or pair up with them to teach them how to do the repair.
Right. And did
Love
they
it.
did they get
Love it.
any wrenches out and work on them at all on the floor there while you were working on them?
Yes,
Get the
yes,
students to actually do some stuff?
the schools provided the tools, not only to the students, but sometimes to us as the shops. If we didn't have something, we could borrow it and get the car going.
That's really great. That's
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah. And, I can't say enough about this event and what Jack was able to do there. I'm gonna fluff your feathers a little bit, Jack, here.
All right.
We came in, I had the privilege of being able to attend it since it was just a short drive away. And it was a Saturday. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do it with you. Let's see what we can do here, So I drove up and again, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was at the Freeman Coliseum, which is huge in San Antonio. Walked in and I was literally not only blown away by the event itself, but the just attention to detail. If you walked into the room, the only shop that would have caught your attention was my car center. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
the
great.
setup, the amount of people, the decor, the giveaways,
Yeah.
anything that you were looking for, your eye was going to just directly go there. They probably had the best setup out of any vendor there, including vendors who were just like Andretti's Motor Cars was there, like, just
Wow.
people from the area.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they far outweighed everyone's attention to
That's
detail. Yeah,
Tell
it
us
was,
about that, Jack.
huge.
Yeah, well, there was, I believe, 20 something shops that showed up, that were supposed to show up, but I understand some people couldn't attend. But it was our first year. We didn't know what to expect. So, I was all gung ho. I got shirts made. I got pens made. So many things to give away. I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, I'm just going to bring everything. And we started giving
Great.
all kinds of things away and got to meet a lot of nice people.
That is really cool. That's really cool. Um, I, now there's another question I have for you. Um, you're going to get professional uh,
Mhm.
certification, right? Is that
Yes,
true? And you're working with your coach on that, and you're going to be at the expo, and you're going to get an award on awards night, so that'll be fun.
yes.
Um, how's the training going? Like specifically with the workshops, because that's yes, part of our services here at Drive. We want that coach relationship to be very strong, and you to have someone you can really lean on and help you, navigate these, being the rumble and the tumble of being a business owner.
Yeah, shop
But
owner.
then of course, there's the training side too, where you're getting workshops with our instructors, and then you take that information, and then Roxanne helps you to apply it. How do you feel about that side of it? Like how have the workshops gone?
Uh, Again, for someone like me who's not business savvy, I think it's awesome. Miss Roxanne is tremendous. She is so helpful. She knows what to do. I have a question, she has an answer. If she doesn't have an answer, she knows who to ask.
That's
So
great.
I'm never left hanging. It's just super helpful. Specifically for the classes, the action classes and the master classes, they're awesome. Each instructor is just so amazing. The attention to detail is phenomenal. Um, Even if I don't understand something, I can always stay behind and ask them, or text them later on. You know, if they got too many things going on. But for the most part, they are very informational. I feel like I learned tremendously in the last year.
That's great. It's really good to hear. Um, and then anybody else have any thoughts about that? You guys, Bill or Roxanne?
I would just have to say that I agree 100%. And one thing that stands out about Jack, and I would encourage all clients to do it, is that point of something intrigued you, something caught your attention, but maybe you didn't grasp it quite right, or you have a question about it. I try to do a lot of our after workshop checklists with my clients after they take a master, but Jack actually kind of precedes me in that. Like he'll automatically be like, hey, we talked about this. And
Hmm.
this is what I want to know. He sent me a list of 4 action items yesterday from Hunting for Success and said, this is what I want to talk about over the next couple of weeks.
Love to hear
And,
that.
it's such a thing to be proactive rather than reactive, especially with these workshops, to really, really invest in. I'm not just soaking up the information and think it's great, but I'm going to apply it immediately. I would
Right.
just encourage anybody who's not giving that kind of gumption into it to do it, because someone like Jack who says, hey, I came from wrenching, I'm ASE master certified, like you can't get better than me. But I don't know the business side of it. And now, I mean, we joke that he's talking about gross profit in his downtime, like, to
And the
be at
OPE.
that,
And the
yeah,
owner break even.
to be
Yes,
at that
yes.
place where your comfort level rises. I think it just says a lot about the commitment to education. So if you're not taking master courses, you need to be taking them. And if
For
you
sure.
are taking them, just taking them very seriously and making sure that you are communicating with your coach and even the instructors about things that you just want to know more on is so valuable.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
the biggest.
completely agree with Roxanne with that. Yes. Oh, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I just want to kind of preach. It's not only, paying attention in class, right? But it's making the time to actually take the class. It's so easy to get distracted. You got a fire in the back that you're trying to put out, or a customer up front, you know, but you got to make the time to get away from everything and attend these classes and pay attention. But the
Yeah,
biggest thing is attending. I admit it was hard for me up front. I think I missed every single one for the first couple months. But
it
I forced
happens.
myself. I forced myself to attend these classes.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you did that. One of the things that going back to what Roxy was saying, is if you attend a workshop with the viewpoint, what am I going to do with this information that's going to make my shop better? Then you're already getting your mindset right. And if you can't think of what you can do with that information, then you ask someone what you can do with it. Would you say that that's true, or did you approach it with a little bit of that approach, Jack?
Yes, most definitely. And again, if I don't have an answer and I ask Miss Roxanne or my coach, and she doesn't have it, she has a handful of people that can probably find an answer for me. Um, so that's how I manage it. My go-to is my coach.
Very nice. Yeah, I like to call the drive team the brain trust. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
we all tap into each other's knowledge, and we all use each other's knowledge. I wanted to also mention, I
Mhm.
just heard that Kevin Reichelt is watching.
Mhm. Hey,
He's one
Kev.
of our great shops.
Hi, Kev.
He's been on the program for a long time, and he's watching. I just wanted to mention that. And I think it's about time for a commercial break. Am I taking the commercial break or are you taking it, Bill? I can
You
take
are.
it. I'll take
Yes,
it.
you are.
Okay, great. So I want to remind everybody that next Friday, July 25th, we will have a wonderful guest, William Goodfellow of Goods Automotive. Um, he's going to join us. He's going to share his wins, his milestones, and his lessons behind his shop success. And it'll be me and Bill again. Bill's with me for a while. So it'll be me and Bill and William Goodfellow. And also, we cannot emphasize this enough. We have an expo coming up in about 9 weeks, I think. So we're coming up on it now, folks, and you absolutely want to be there. That's going to be Thursday, September 18th through the 20th. We will have our certification awards dinner. We will have a nice big party. We're going to have a lot of workshops, a lot of presentations. There's going to be a lot going on. So you're not going to want to miss that. You can go to the driveshops.com website and you can find where the expo is and you can sign up there. Or if you're a drive client, talk to your coach and get yourself registered and then get yourself your hotel. Because it's going to be at the Westgate. We still have a block of rooms available that are part of our block, which is our price, which is much better. And if you want to come, get that room booked now, because if you don't do it soon, that block's going to fill and you're going to have to pay more. So that's my pitch. Back to the show.
And Tony's sticking to it. I will say, real quick, if people are interested, with next week's show, one of the reasons why, I brought Will as a potential guest is because he is in the final stages of being prepared for, MSO, multi-shop owner.
Mm-hmm.
So, he'll have a lot of things that he can tell people about. Him and I have a timeline of, November to get him ready for it. So we are literally just finishing up. So that was the reason why I had him for a choice. So if somebody's interested in learning more about that or, hearing what he has to say, that's the show you want to be in.
Very cool. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you, Jack.
Sure.
Sometimes on our show, when a shop owner gets a new facility or they renovate their facility full on, we'll actually do a whole show where they'll just run through the whole tour and show off the shop. Um, I don't know. I just bring that up because I've heard that you have a pretty nice facility there. Like even to the point where you have your own office where you're being a general manager. And I heard, and tell me if this is true, that your service advisor has their own office too. Is that actually, and outside of the desk where you deal with customers, is that true?
Kind of. So it's basically a big room where the service advisor's up front, and I'm more towards the back to where I'm a little more isolated. But technically, it's just one giant room.
Okay. But tell us a little bit about the facilities because I'd love to know you said you got 8 bays there?
8 bays, technically 6 lifts. I have one 4 post to do alignments, and I have 2 other bays that don't have a lift in them, but we can still work on easy stuff or something where we don't have to lift the vehicle. And what's really nice, what I really enjoy, is that we have a back parking lot that's gated, so we can bring all the cars in at night and not have to worry about nonsense.
No, that's great. That's really great to hear.
Yes.
Um, so let us know when you're ready to have a tour, when you want us to bring the show to your shop, that we can do that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
Cool.
nice to do a live show just that way. I believe Tony, you and I are going to we're trying to arrange it so we can be live at the expo while we're there.
Oh,
Oh, we
cool.
are gonna, yeah, I'm
Oh,
almost certain we
nice.
will be, but
Yeah.
that's still
Yeah.
kind of in the works, but I'm excited. I think we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think it'll be
I'm
fun.
I'm sure I'll hear something in the next 5 seconds if that's not the case, but but I'm almost certain that that's going to happen. It's going to be a ball because I love doing it on the floor, like the vendor floor, and so
Yeah.
it'll be
That'd be
it'll be a
nice.
lot of fun. Um, But yeah, so anything else you want to add, Jack? Anything you want to tell your fellow compadres who are drive people, and also a lot of people watch the show who aren't drive clients. So, so
Yeah.
tell us what you think.
Uh, I guess what I want to say is, if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to advance yourself or the shop or your team, definitely get with Drive. Make the time to sign up. Make the time to attend these classes. Yeah, it's so worth it. So worth it.
That's awesome. And is there like a favorite master workshop that you did that you think is like that one just really was the one that you went, this was the one that really changed everything? Was there anything like that? Was there a master workshop like that?
Yes, I got to give a shout out to Miss Chris.
Mm.
Accounting is fun. She always says that. Accounting is fun. And I,
It's not math.
yeah, it's not math.
Yeah.
That is
Not
something where
numbers.
I'm super weak in, and she just made it so simple for me. So I'm doing what she taught me religiously every day, trying to just get it drilled into my head.
Yep, he's talking about Chris Probst, who is a shop owner out of Denver, Colorado. Also, is a specialist for the financial workshops here at Drive. She teaches all of the financial workshops because she's in stage 4 and that she has time to help the community. There's also, just to be real, just a real quick, there's also a stage 6 that we don't talk about a whole lot on the show, but there is stage 5 is what Bill referred to as the MSO, well, multi-shop owner, and then stage 6 is when you're so locked in and everything is running so well that you want to actually contribute and give back to the industry. And anyone who is a shop owner who's instructing for Drive, they're basically operating out of a stage 6 mentality. They're saying, and they are stage 6, they're saying, I want to contribute, I want to help, I want to give to the community, I want to give to my industry, and I want to help clients the way I was helped. And they're all, so these guys are all shop owners. And Chris, like I said, runs that shop out of Denver. And she is my specialist for finance. We have a full battery of financial workshops. We have 4 of them, and she teaches them all. And she's one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm glad that you gave her a shout out, Jack.
Yes, yeah, she deserves it for sure.
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
All
I'd
right.
love to bring up the point, and I know Roxy will, affirm this, and so will you, Tony. You know, coaching's great, but when you couple it with the education of the action coaching workshops and whatnot, and you guys will definitely attest this, especially Jack, when you want to talk about actually leveling up, when you do the both of them at the same time, any of the shops that I deal with, when they do their workshops and they do their education, just explodes. The shop just explodes. Everything takes off. Everything locks in quick, and everything gets nice and fast and clean. And the problems just minimize, and it just goes off into a place they never believed was possible. And when you do the two of them together, my shops that do that greatly outperform the guys who are resistant to the education.
Yeah, and you might even
Definitely.
double your income in a year, like Jack.
I'm proof. I'm
Yes.
proof of that.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, so I think we're getting close to the end of the show. Anything else you want to add, Jack?
Um, just thank you to everyone at Drive, really. Every single one of you involved. It's awesome to have this program available to the small guys that we really need it. So
That's
thank you
great.
again.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Jack, for being with us. Really appreciate it. Anything else you guys want to say, Roxy or Bill? You got anything to add?
I definitely want to say thanks. It was great meeting you, Jack. I'm hoping to see you at the expo. Like I said, Tony and I will be there trying to cause some mischief and have a live show or two and see what we can get into. But it'd be great to shake your hand and,
Yes, sir.
shoot the breeze for a few minutes and all that. And all that, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time this year. There's a lot going on. From what I understand, this is going to be our most engaging
Be a good one.
expo that we've ever had. And there's going to be a lot of things different than the years before. It's going to be a good time. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what I've heard too. And Roxy, you got
I'll
anything to
be
add?
there.
Yeah, no, just to play on that a little bit, come to Expo. The connections you will find cannot be
Yes.
beat.
Yep.
We live in a
No.
remote culture, unfortunately, right? So being able to shake the hand of your coach to give a hug to a shop owner who helped you out with some information. There is absolutely nothing like it. I was only on for a few months before Expo with Drive, the very first one in Vegas a few years ago, and it literally changed everything, even for me. Come to Expo.
Awesome. Okay, well that's the show, people. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next Friday.